Okay, let's talk about landing pages. Your business is probably spending good money, maybe even a lot of money, to get people to your website. But here's the real question. Are they actually doing anything once they get there? Today, we are going to walk through a step-by-step playbook to turn that leaky landing page into an absolute conversion machine.
First, I want you to look at this number, 93.4%. So what is that? Well, that is the average percentage of people who land on a web page and then just leave, without doing a single thing. I mean, think about that. For every 100 people you pay to bring to your page, more than 93 of them just disappear. That's not a tiny leak, my friends. That is a massive hole in your marketing funnel, and it's exactly what we're here to fix.
Now, this isn't just about tweaking for a few extra percentage points. The real-world impact here is huge. Let's say you're spending 10 grand on ads. With average performance, you're getting about 660 leads. But with top-tier performance, you're getting 1,100 leads. That's for the exact same ad spend. We're talking about 440 extra potential customers month after month without spending 1 cent more on traffic. The stakes couldn't be higher.
So the big question is, how do you make that jump? How do you get from average to elite? Well, it all comes down to knowing what to focus on. We've gone through the data and put together a checklist that isn't about doing 100 different things. It's about doing the right things in the right order. And that always starts with understanding what good actually means for you.
Okay, so first things first, we have to set the right target. You see, a good conversion rate is not some magic number that applies to everyone. It is completely 100% dependent on what industry you're in and where your visitors are coming from.
Just look at the difference here. Event signups, right? They're driven by urgency, and they can see conversion rates north of 12%. But something like a SaaS product, that's a much bigger decision, and the average is way down around 3 or 4%. The takeaway here is so important. You have to benchmark against your direct competition, not some random global average you read about online.
And it's not just about industry. You have to think about where your traffic is coming from. Someone who clicks a link in your email newsletter already knows you, they already trust you, they're basically pre-qualified. But a visitor who clicks on a social media ad while scrolling, they're just browsing. Their intent is low, and you're going to have to do a lot more work to convince them. Your page has to speak to their specific mindset.
All right, let's get to the good stuff. The core of this whole thing. We've put together a checklist of optimization tactics. But here's the key. It's ranked by impact. This isn't just a list of best practices. This is your roadmap. It tells you exactly where to start to get the biggest results with the least amount of work.
These right here, these are the big 3. Seriously, if you nail these 3 things, you are already way ahead of most of your competition. We're talking about message match, having a single, laser-focused goal, and using social proof the right way. So let's break down exactly what that looks like.
Number 1 is message match, and this is probably the biggest conversion killer on the planet. If your ad says 50% off winter coats, your landing page headline needs to say, "Get 50% off winter coats," not "Shop our winter collection." That tiny little disconnect, it creates a moment of confusion, of friction, and that's all it takes for someone to hit the back button. The promise has to perfectly match the payoff. Second, you have to think of your page like a sealed room with only one door out. Every single link on your page that isn't your main call to action, that's a leak. The highest converting pages on the internet have no navigation menu, no footer links, no About Us page. There is one goal and one button to get there. You give your visitor one choice, and you make that choice incredibly easy. And third, social proof. But listen, not all social proof is created equal. A vague testimonial that just says, "Great product," is pretty much useless. You need specifics. Look at this example. A quantifiable result, a 45% increase, that you can attribute to a real person, with their real name, title, and company. That builds an incredible amount of trust right at the moment someone is deciding whether to convert. All right, let's shift gears and talk about something that is, in this day and age, completely non-negotiable, and that is mobile speed. This isn't some nerdy technical detail for your developers. It is a fundamental part of the user experience, and it is a massive, massive driver of conversions.
Why? Why is it so important? Well, because a whopping 83% of all landing page traffic now comes from a mobile device. If your page is slow or looks broken on a phone, you are basically slamming the door in the face of more than 4 out of every 5 potential customers. You have to design for mobile first, period.
So how fast is fast enough? The target you should be aiming for is under 3 seconds. And the data here is just wild. Pages that load in just 1 second convert 3 times higher than pages that take 5 seconds to load. Every single second you can shave off your load time translates directly into more money in your pocket.
So how do you actually do it? Well, here's a super simple action plan. First, just go test your current speed using Google's free tool. Second, compress your images. They are almost always the biggest problem. And third, you have to be ruthless. Get rid of any tracking scripts, pop-ups, or widgets that are not absolutely critical to getting that one conversion.
Now for something that almost nobody is talking about yet, but they will be soon. Let's talk about the future, which is pretty much already here. AI search. This is a brand new, super high-value traffic source that your competitors probably aren't even thinking about, which gives you a huge advantage if you act now.
So what on earth is AI referral traffic? Well, imagine someone is talking to an AI assistant. They describe a problem they have, and the AI recommends your product as the solution, and then sends them straight to your landing page. This is a totally different kind of visitor than you've ever had before.
And this is why this traffic is so incredibly valuable. You see, a visitor from social media is just scrolling, they have low intent. But a visitor from an AI, they arrive pre-qualified. The AI has already understood their problem and has basically endorsed you as the solution. So they land on your page with super high intent and a level of trust that you can't get anywhere else. They're ready to go.
Okay, let's wrap this all up. Before you hit publish on any new landing page, you need a final, simple sanity check. We've taken everything we just talked about and boiled it down into a powerful little audit you can run every single time to make sure you've covered all your bases.
Here it is, your pre-flight checklist. Does your headline match your ad? Check. Is there only one call to action, and does the page load crazy fast on a phone? Check. Do you have specific, real social proof right near the form? Is your form short, 3 fields or less? And finally, is your page content ready for that new wave of AI traffic? If you can say yes to all of these, you are ready for takeoff.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Getting traffic, getting clicks, that's the easy part. The real work, the thing that actually grows your business, is turning those clicks into customers. Now you have the playbook to do it. So go on, audit your most important page. Find that one big opportunity. You've got this.